Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for messages for all signs, plus some Reiki, plus some free-for-all cards of the day and questions after that. It is 11:48 Mountain Time here in the United States on the 16th, 17th of January. We're going to be doing messages for the 18th. Let's go ahead and get started with messages for Aries. Aries, 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 what we have coming up for you. I think on the 18th, you are going to be setting some clearly defined boundaries, or for some of you, reinforcing some boundaries that you have already clearly defined. So you will have set some boundaries or some limitations with some other person or with your employer or some other company or organization. And it may be that you have to enforce those boundaries on the 18th, or it may be that you're just setting them up originally. I feel like for most of you, Aries, though, this is enforcing boundaries that you already have put in place, and people don't seem to be wanting to respect them. So you're having to sort of straighten that out. Kathy Cephas, hello, hello. Anna Teresa, glad to see you in the room. I don't know if I've seen you in here before. Glad to have you. Ricky Jorgensen, hello, hello. Good evening to you where you are, my dear. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. What do I have coming in for you guys? Taurus, I feel like there's something that you've been working on for a long time and you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You may be seeing the beginnings of whatever this is starting to manifest or starting to come together, and you're starting to see where whatever this is that you've had your sights set on for so long is finally coming into sight. It's just about to manifest for you. Kim Hefner, hello, hello. Where are you today, my dear? Little ODD, hello, hello. Glad to see you here. Samantha Green, welcome back. Glad you're in the room today. Marianne Grant, welcome back. Glad to see you here. Gemini. LaChantrice, hello, hello. Gemini, Gemini. I know the bismuth wants to talk to Gemini. I thought it was the crystal ball. I was wrong. Okay, so let's see what the bismuth has to say to Gemini today. Gemini, what I'm hearing is it's time to simplify your life. Things seem like they're really complicated, and it's almost like you're sort of making them more complicated than they need to be. It's time to start minimizing and simplifying, especially when it comes to relationships. Gemini, isn't that interesting? That you've sort of complicated some relationships where things should be pretty much cut and dried. If you have a client-vendor relationship, then it should be in client-vendor category with client-vendor activities. If you have a marriage relationship, then it should be cut and dried. Okay, this is the person that I have a marriage relationship with. So it's time to take things back to the basics and simplify things when it comes to relationships, Gemini. I feel like that's what you're going to be doing on the 18th. LaShawn, hello, Minnesota. You're still in Minnesota? Are you snowed in? That is bismuth, Marion. It's actually a metal, but it will read for me. It can read on just about anything, actually. Alrighty, so let's see here. Those of you who are here, if you have not already, and if you're comfortable doing so, please share. The more, the merrier, I always say. Let's take a peek at Cancer. Cancer for the 18th. What do I have coming up for you guys? Cancers, I feel like there may be somebody who wants re-entry into your life or who wants you to re-enter their life. For some of you, this is actually a company that you used to work for that is calling you up saying, you know what, we have this opening, we have this opportunity, we would like to have you come back. I feel like you are locking that door. You're like, yeah, thank you very much. That's kind of flattering, but I would rather not. No, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, that's for Cancer. Cray 87. Hello, hello. Welcome. Glad to see you in the room. Leos. Leos, I have the sense that you are going to be dealing with somebody who is a little bit more old-fashioned and traditional than what you're used to dealing with on the 18th. And as you are interacting with this person, I feel like they're going to kind of inspire you to get into some of the retro things that they're into as well. Maybe not one of their main focuses, but just something that they have around. So I'm not sure. I mean, if you're a quilter, this could be somebody inspiring you to get back into some retro fabrics. This could be somebody inspiring you to check out retro electronics. I don't even know how this is going to play out, but somebody who is into their own retro stuff is going to be an inspiration to you to check out retro stuff for yourself. Could be retro vehicles or motorcycles. Who knows? Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Virgo, I feel like there's a lot of, how do I want to say this? I think that there's a lot going on in your life right now, and I think that there's a lot of what's going on that's actually very good. At the same time that a lot of what's going on in your life is very good, I think that because there is so much going on, you're having, um, there are some basic things that are going on too that you're not noticing or paying as much attention to as what you would normally have done. And it might be time to really look at some of the basics. I'm especially picking up something, Virgos, around your children, that there may be some part of that relationship because there's so much on your plate right now that it may, some parts of what you did with that person or with that relationship have kind of slipped. And so this is something that you want to kind of focus on for a minute and make sure that it's actually going the way that you want it to go. I have a feeling that this is going to be something that's important for you to pay attention to, even though there's a lot on your plate right now. Now, it won't be about children or your relationship with children for every single Virgo out there, but there's something that's really basic too for you that, you know, you have so much good stuff happening that it's easy to forget the basics. And so you want to sort of take a look at your basics and just make sure that you're not neglecting those or letting those go bad while you're paying attention to all the bonus goodies that are going on. Okay, so that's for Virgo. Oh, gotcha, Kim. Virgo Queen. Hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you in the room. Let's look at Libra. Libra on the 18th. Let's see. Libras, I feel like there's somebody in your life that you haven't been able to see for a while. And I feel like you are going to have some kind of live and in-person interaction with them. Um, for some of you, maybe I shouldn't say live and in person. For some of you, this may be, you know, a camera call or something like that. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is going to be a live in-person interaction. I feel like it may be, for many of you, this may be a short interaction, but I think you're going to be happy just even to have that. I think that's going to make you happy to just be in this person's presence for as long as you guys can, with whatever's going on that's sort of keeping things um, shortened up, basically. Okay, so that's Libra. Scorpio, Scorpio. Scorpio, it's going to be important for us on the 18th to pay attention to the spiritual signs that are around us. A lot of us are highly psychic. You know, I'm sure that I am not the only psychic Scorpio by a long shot out there. So we're going to be getting in intuitive hits and intuitive messages on the 18th. It's important for us to pay attention to those and not just kind of poo-poo them away. We want to see what happens with those and make sure that we're not sweeping things under the rug. We want to act appropriately, is what I'm hearing. We want to act appropriately, Scorpios. Alrighty, Sagittarius on the 18th. Sagittarius. Observation is going to be key on the 18th. Keep your eyes open. Watch people's actions. See if their actions are matching up with their words. Are their actions matching up with their words? That's the most important thing for you, Sagittarius. Proof is always in the pudding. Talk is cheap. Pay attention to how people are acting on the 18th, Sagittarius. For those of you who are here and who have not already and don't mind doing it, please share. We have 3 more signs, and then we're into Reiki, and I love for new people to be here for Reiki in case they have questions while we're doing that. Capricorns, let's look at you guys. Capricorns, I feel like you're going to be doing something with old friends, and I feel like a lot of you are actually going to be taking pictures of yourself. Maybe just the idea that you're with an old friend, you want that picture. For others of you, you may be doing something that is picture worthy just because of the activity. But I feel like there is some kind of activity that you're doing with old friends, and yes, in person. And I feel like yeah, I feel like there are going to be some pictures that are taken during these interactions. Capricorn, this could be anything from like class reunions to anniversaries to really anything. Big conferences that you go to. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Aquarius, Aquarius. Aquarius, I have the sense that you're piecing something together on the 18th. That may be that you're putting in plans to, I don't know, maybe you're making a stained glass window, and so you're putting plans together and piecing that window together. Could be that you're designing the landscaping on a yard and putting those pieces together. But I just have a sense of piecing things together. The other way that this could be coming in for you Aquarians, if it's not in that type of creative way, could be that, you know, if there's been some kind of blowout in a relationship in your life, this can be picking up the pieces and trying to move forward in that relationship. Um, I'm really not going to say that it's going to come in more one way or the other way, because I'm feeling about a 50-50 split here. So for some of you, it'll be one way, and for some of you, it'll be the other way. And for a few of you, you're going to get both. Maybe even you'll be piecing together the relationship as you work together on a project where you're piecing something together. Very cool, Stacy Spring. Glad to see you back, my dear. Pisces, what do I have coming in for you guys? Pisces, I feel like on the 18th, you have good timing. You're going to be talking to the right people about the right things at the right time. And there's going to be some kind of, I won't say huge breakthrough, but there's going to be some kind of little breakthrough because of you being in the right place at the right time on the 18th, Pisces. I think that there's going to be something that comes together so smoothly that you're going to end up when right before you fall asleep at night, just wondering, wait a second, how did that even happen so easily? I never could have imagined that. So good for you, Pisces. That's a nice message. Okay, guys, let's start some Reiki. This Reiki is going to be for whatever will benefit each one of you the most. If you would like to adjust the intention to something that is specific for yourself, feel free to do so. Those of you who are not watching this broadcast live, just know that you can still set the intention to receive the Reiki later on. It will be just as strong for you as if you were here right now. So let's get started. Okay, so it's 12:02 now here. So at 7 after the hour, we'll stop with Reiki. Now, obviously, this is the time to talk about Reiki. If you guys notice anything going on in your bodies, or if you notice your emotions fluctuating and you want to talk about that, feel free to throw it up in the chat box. We can certainly see what we can see. I do have a quartz sphere on my desk, Kathy. Mm-hmm. 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 Your heart is tense. Usually that will pass before the session is over. There may be something emotional that the Reiki is going in and helping you to process and deal with. Oh, I missed that, Kathy. Thank you for answering. Mm-hmm. 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 You're quite welcome, Anna. Hands are tingling, Cray 87. Didn't we talk about you being a healer before? Lisa, oh, hello. We're doing Reiki right now, honey, for another 3 more minutes. Well, it really depends. Little ODD. Yeah. And I think that's the Reiki trying to tell you, hey, learn Reiki. Okay, so little OD, I just got home from visiting with my aunt who is battling stage 4. I was like mentally trying to send her vibes. Then she broke out in a sweat. Is that not good? Well, a sweat is a release. So releases are usually pretty good. I mean, it's hard to say without really being there. But yeah, that's probably good. Kim Hefner feeling lightheaded. You may be getting some third eye energy or some crown chakra energy. Sometimes whenever people receive a lot of spiritual energy, no matter where they receive it, it can throw you off balance and make you feel a little lightheaded. So Kim, what I would recommend for you is go ahead and do some kind of grounding activity for yourself or a grounding exercise. Do you know how to ground yourself, Kim? Right above your left eye. You may be getting some kind of healing for a sinus type issue, LaShawn. Okay. Yeah, I would do a grounding exercise. If somebody comes and actually has Reiki on a table for me, I will ground them before I let them get down off the table and try to start walking around. So that does happen. Usually it happens more on a longer session than a shorter one. Like for you guys for 5 minutes, I usually don't ground you guys afterwards because generally that's not necessary. Yeah, things like that are pretty scary. And the other thing, little ODD, is you have to make sure that, there's not some other reason why she's breaking out in a sweat too. If you've been doing a lot of meditation and this on top of that, it's easy to see why this would be um, enough to make you lightheaded. You're bringing in a lot of spirit into your life. Gemma Croft Baker, hello, hello. We're just finishing up Reiki. We're glad you're here. Okay, guys, time for free-for-all questions or cards of the day. Pick one or the other. Please no repeat messages unless you absolutely are sure that I've skipped you, because I get really bogged down once you guys start to send in those messages, and then if you're repeating them, then that just makes the situation worse. Vegan Sid, you didn't even say hi to me earlier. I'm glad you're here. I wish you would have said hi, though. Let's see. Vegan Sid, may I ask about Jim K? Soul Friend Possibility. Oh, awesome. Glad you have. I love Reiki. Reiki level 1 changed my life. Okay, is Jim a soul friend possibility for Vegan Sid? I'm not quite sure what you think of as a soul friend, so we're going to use your definition here, Vegan Sid, whatever that is. And I'm just going to look at this question. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, the first thing that comes up whenever I look at this, Vegan, is no, he's the devil. He's not really the devil, but he probably does have some issues. And Vegan, you are probably thinking, oh, well, I can help you fix those issues. Woohoo, let's get together so I can help you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Here's how the spread actually ends up. 10 of Cups in reverse, followed by the Page of Clubs in reverse. This basically is talking about not even emotionally satisfying at all, and not even anything inspirational at all. In fact, this is probably depressing and frustrating, to say the least about the most. This is somebody that you would give way more to than they would give you back to, Vegan, than they would give back to you. Virgo Queen. What are Bill's true feelings for you? You can, Virgo Queen, and I'll be happy to look at that for you. Here's the disclaimer that you need to know about feelings. Feelings are transitory in the extremes. So I can look at his true feelings for you. That'll be his true feelings as of this moment. 20 minutes from now, it might be completely different. Okay? So you just need to be aware of that. Especially if the person's like an Aquarius or a Gemini. Bill's true feelings for Virgo Queen. Okay, the first thing you got is the Star card in reverse. He doesn't have a lot of faith with anything moving forward with you. Whether you guys have a friendship or a romantic relationship, he's not expecting much. Princess of Wands in reverse, same thing. This is like just depression, basically. Not any kind of inspired ideas about what can happen there. And the Nine of Wands in reverse, this is talking about not ready. This dude is not ready for anything with you. So I'm not sure what happened, if you said something or did something, or if you guys had some kind of altercation. I don't see him being very hopeful that there's anything good coming out of interactions between the two of you, honey. And once again, remember, feelings are transitory. Kathy Cephas needs a card of the day. Kathy. Six of Coins showing up in reverse. This just means that somebody is going to be paying you back. You are going to be receiving money or some other kind of payback. Or you have within the past 24 hours, or you will within the next 24 hours. That was for Kathy. Kim Hefner needs a COD. COD for Ms. Kim Hefner in Minnesota. Gosh, I get cold just saying the word Minnesota. Kim Hefner, here's what you've got. Two of Swords. You need to make a decision. You either have within the past 24 hours or you will within the next. I feel like this decision has to do with somebody that you care about deeply or you love. It could be an intimate partner. It could be like a family member or a really good friend, but you have to make some kind of decision moving forward about that. Cray 87 wants a COD. la da da da. Crate 87. Okay, honey bunny, you've got the moon on water. This is talking about high chemistry, crate 87. Many times, like this is my most sensual card in that deck, and many times it is talking about some kind of like sensual chemistry. But I've also seen this card come up too before for chemistry where, you know, you're starting a new job and you're really enjoying it. Doesn't even have to be a new job, but there's something going on that you are really, really, really intensely enjoying. So if it's not some kind of, you know, sexual chemistry that's going on, it can be something that's more work or hobby or even home related. That's for crate 87. Stacy Spring wants to know, is David the one she'll marry? Is David the one she'll marry? Here's the thing, Stacy Spring, I need to caution you about this. Sometimes when we look into the future in these cards, then once we get the answer, it's real easy for us to act like we're in that future space. Please don't. Please act appropriately for today, no matter what the answer comes up here. Is David the one that Stacy Spring will marry? Well, I don't have the Hierophant showing up here, and I've basically, technically what I've got is a tie. Looks to me like he's an air sign, or else he's somebody who's definitely a thinker and an actor, takes quick action. I feel like you're feeling kind of stuck, like you don't really know what is going to happen here or what you even want to happen with this situation. There is an opportunity here for you guys to celebrate something, but you have to kind of see it first. I think that you may be in a pity party before you actually get to that point where you see something to celebrate. And I do think this is in the future. I don't think that's today. And I see you guys, I think you guys are going to have some kind of reception. You're going to announce an engagement or something along those lines, set a date, and you're going to be celebrating it. But I also have the Five of Cups showing up in reverse right after that. So this is telling me that there's going to be something that happens after you set the date or announce the engagement that you're going to be disappointed, and then you're going to let it go. You're going to forgive, or you're going to let the water go under the bridge. So will you get married? This thing is not really pointing to marriage. It is pointing to you guys getting pretty serious. I don't know if you're going to be able to really let whatever happens or has happened go. I mean, I've got no Hierophant. I've got no Four of Wands. Those are the two major marriage cards. And the fact that they're not showing up here is key. I do think you guys still have some more relationship in front of you. I just don't see marriage. Okay, so Ricky wants a COD. Whoops, I went too far. Here we go. Okay, COD for Ricky. Alrighty. Oh, sorry. Ricky, you've got the Devil in reverse. This just tells me that there's some kind of temptation or some kind of fear that you've faced and you have not let it get the best of you. So if it was a temptation, you were like, nah, don't need that right now. If it was a fear, then, you know, you just kind of worked through that and just did not let that fear paralyze you. You move forward in spite of it. Okay. So that's what I've got coming up for you, Ms. Ricky. Gemma Croft Baker, COD. Virgo Queen, you're quite welcome on the Reiki. Gemma Croft Baker. Card of the, oh my gosh. How did that happen? You got the Devil in reverse. This is the exact same thing that Ricky just got. The Devil in reverse. The Devil in reverse. Trippy. Okay, so Gemma Croft Baker, Devil in reverse for you. Basically the same thing. This is talking about that there's some kind of temptation or fear that you've already looked at and or is coming up within the next 24 hours, and you're going to be like, No, thank you. I'm not going to let you F me up. See you later. Bye. Okay. So that's Gemma Croft Baker. Little ODD needs a COD. Now, if we get the Guardian in reverse, which is the same as the Devil in reverse in this deck, I am going to like freak out. Little ODD, COD. La da da da, da da da. We did not get that card. Little ODD, you did get the King of Bows. King of Bows is usually going to be an older gentleman who is really good at what he does as far as profession or hobby. He's very creative. He thinks outside of the box. He's great at problem solving. And he does like to be the center of attention or in charge. So that's somebody that you're interacting with within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours, little ODD. Let's see, COD for LaShawn Trice. Excuse me. COD. LaShawn Trice, COD. You've got the Ten of Wands in reverse, honey. Ten of Wands in reverse just means that you have some kind of responsibility that you're laying down. This can be anything from walking away from a job to maybe you forget to take your parents to the store and you normally take them to the grocery store, on a certain day during the week or whatever. But some kind of responsibility that you have. Usually it's a family responsibility or family-oriented responsibility that you're not having to do. Could be that, usually you take your kid to music lessons and now the music teacher is on vacation, so you're not doing that, something like that. Okay, so that was LaShawn. Marianne Grant would like a COD. Tiffany James just stopped by for the Reiki. You're quite welcome. I hope that you got it. Can always scroll back if you didn't. Marianne Grant, COD. Oh, goodness, I'm yawning like crazy. Okay, so Ms. Marianne, I think maybe you got this card yesterday on a different deck. You've got the Wheel of Fortune. This tells me that you've been going through some trying times and you're coming into where you can catch a break. That's what we have for you, Ms. Marianne Grant. I think Reiki is awesome as well, Cray87. Avneet, you did not even say hi. You're just going to come in and say COD. What's up with that? COD for Avneet. He is a Gemini Virgo? Sorry. Vegan Sid, you're quite welcome. Virgo, you're quite welcome. Stacy Spring, pretty sure I did not skip you. You may have to scroll back. COD for Avneet. You have the Chariot. Victory, some kind of victory within the past 24 hours or the next 24 hours. This is a victory that does involve another person or persons. La da 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 da. LRKK wants to know, will I ever have a partner? Been alone so many years. I'm assuming we're talking about romantic partner. Will LRKK ever have a romantic partner while she's in this body? La da 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 da. Da, 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 da. I don't see you having a quote-unquote partner, LRKK. I do see you having some people that you enjoy working with and enjoy their company. I'm a little bit worried about this. I would like to see you get some Reiki for relationships in general, just when I'm looking at this. And the reason I say that is that the people that you're working with, LRKK, or that you're enjoying their company, the first one comes up as being like unbalanced or mentally unstable. And then you've got a second person coming up as being like totally codependent. That's the green woman in reverse. So it looks like the people that you're drawing to you are people that like need you or need your help. You're not drawing people to you that would be appropriate partners. So I would say, get with me. Let's do, 5 or 10 Reiki sessions on adjusting your vibration so that you can draw in an appropriate partner and we can change that energy. So I'm really not liking what I'm seeing there, honey. I have gone too far. Okay, here we go. You're quite welcome, Kathy. You have knocked out some fears or temptations. Good for you, Kim. Sugar Q. Hello, hello. Welcome. Tammy Bambi. Let's do a COD for you. You did do that. Awesome. Good job, Ricky. Tammy Bambi, COD. What we have here for you, my dear, we have the journey. Tammy, you're in the middle of a huge change. And this is a change that's going to affect your core values, your world perspective. What do they call that? Not world perspective, your worldview. This is kind of a big deal. I think your intuition is getting stronger as you're going through this change as well. I mean, that card looks kind of scary, but really all it's talking about is a big transition, and it's a healthy one too. It's transitioning from a place where you were not handling things so well, and now you're finding better ways of coping and of handling situations and moving forward in a more productive and happiness-making way. So it's really a good card, even though it looks intimidating as heck. La da 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 da. You're quite welcome, Ricky. Little ODD, you're welcome. Well, Sugar Q, you ask a great question. I have a story to tell you about that, and you can decide how it works for finances. I had a lady come to me. Actually, somebody else bought her a little bit of time with me for Reiki because she had just closed on a house. And literally the day that she signed the contract to close on the house, she went to work and she was laid off for the first time in 14 years. Been working there 14 years, never had been laid off before. And so her friend bought some Reiki time with me. And this lady, when I was, doing the initial consultation with her, I asked her, I said, so I'm kind of thinking that you need a new job. That's what we need to do Reiki for, right? And she said, actually, I wasn't so happy in that job anymore. I was thinking about switching careers. So, but I don't know what I want to switch to. So I'm not so sure that I want a new job. I need to have some time to figure this out, which direction I want to go. But I also need money to set up the house. So I'm kind of a traditional girl, and I'm sitting here listening to her, and I'm thinking, well, that's not the way it works, lady. Money doesn't just fall out of the sky. But I didn't say that. Instead, I said, well, let's see what the Reiki can do. So we did a Reiki session, and she also does Reiki. So she was doing Reiki on her end as well. So it would have been the equivalent of a couple of sessions. And what happened was whenever the session was over, her phone rang like immediately the moment that I quit sending energy, that very minute. Her phone rang, and it was a FEMA recruiter that wanted her to come and do, I think it was a 30-day deployment. And she said that the money that she would make on that would be plenty for her to set up her house, and it would give her plenty of time to figure out what she wanted to do with her career moving forward. So you tell me, does Reiki work well for finances? You're quite welcome, Anna, Teresa, LaShawn Trice, you're welcome. Peace out, Ricky. Thank you so much for sharing. I do appreciate that. Let's see. I hear you, Avni. Your cold got better super fast, Lisa. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. See, I just love Reiki. COD for Sugar Q. Let's see what we've got. COD for Sugar Q. There's Manuela. Oh, were you in a meeting with that one lady that you had me look at cards for already, Manuela? Sugar Q's COD right now. Glad you're back in the room, Sugar Q. COD, you've got the King of Coins showing up. This is telling me that there's somebody you're interacting with who is financially very stable, also a pretty generous person. This guy likes to share the goods that he has. Sometimes he just likes to share information and ideas that he knows will help people move forward. But he does like to share with the idea of it helping you or it moving you forward in some way. So he could be just wanting to buy you dinner, but this person also is someone who like might buy books for you if you're going to college, or may pay off the car if he thinks that it's going to help you in the long run. Okay, so King of Coins came in for, excuse me, Sugar Q. Manuela's COD coming right up. La da 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 da. Manuela. Okay, honey, you've got the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is telling me that there's some kind of dispute or debate that is coming to an end. Either it has within the past 24 hours or it will within the next 24 hours. Whenever the Ten of Swords comes up, it is the end of a cycle, and however this dispute or debate ended, it looks like, it's a relief that it's over, because now you don't have to put any energy or effort into it anymore. So it is a good card, even though it does talk about a stressful situation. It talks about the end of a stressful situation. You're quite welcome, Marianne. You have a lovely day yourself, Miss Avni, even though you're at the end of your day. You're quite welcome, Sugar Q. If you want some Reiki, obviously I would love to be the one to give it to you. If you guys want to book a reading or book any Reiki with me, all you have to do is find my contact information on my website and get a hold of me. My website is www.amista.info, I-N-F-O. First Reiki session is always free, just so you can see, what can it do for you, and go from there. So that was my alarm. I am done with being here for today. I will see you guys the next time around. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with me, for sharing, for liking, for subscribing, for commenting, for purchasing readings, and for purchasing Reiki from me. I do appreciate all of your support so much. Everyone have an absolutely fantastic, beautiful day.